Hello everyone, my name is Sharon Winnie. Hope you are well. Duduk rumah, stay at home, stay positive, stay healthy. Selamat datang, welcome to Nak Sembang. Apa tu? Sudah pasti ramai yang ada di rumah sedang menyaksikan Facebook kami, saya dan juga Superstar, saya nak perkenalkan. Tapi idea ni datang daripada orang kata continuous learning because there are so much things that we need to learn, especially whether you are an athletes community, in whatever industry you are. I think it's very important for us to keep each other's spirit high, especially these challenging time. At the same time, to continue learning from each other. So I'm not alone today. Sebab idea ni datang not from me alone but with my very best friend, our superstar. Siapa tak kenal dia memang tinggal kat dalam gua lah kan. Me as a squash player, play for Malaysia for 20 years. This lady played for Malaysia more than that and dia punya pingat emas berlambak-belambak dengan kata kat dalam box tu sampai jatuh-jatuh. And here I want to welcome you, our Malaysian bowling queen, Charlene Zulkifli.
Hi, assalamualaikum semua. Hi Sharon.
Charlene, thanks for being my co-host. Actually, we create history tau. This is our very first time ever, two female national Malaysian athletes co-host a show together. Me of course lah, former athletes, you current athletes. So kita bagi thumbs up to each other lah kan. So, Charlene, so this is our very first show. So, kita nak do opening ceremony lah. Boleh tak?
Boleh.
Hello semua, nama saya Sharon Wee.
Hai, nama saya Charlene Zulkifli.
Welcome to
Nak Sembang Apa Tu?
So excuse us lah. Actually, this is our very first time
lagi.
We are actually learning, how to do this. So we need your support as well. So hari ni, Charlene, you are actually selalu I interview you lah. Tapi today you are actually my co-host. We are doing this together, right?
Yes,
So we are doing this together. So we hope that everybody will join us. Betul tak?
Yes, betul.
So aktiviti duduk rumah ni ramai yang baca buku, kita nak macam lah kita nak buat kan. So what's your activity duduk rumah? You share with us because everybody wants to know.
Okay. Hi everyone. Well, my activity duduk rumah so far for selama sebulan lebih ni masak of course. Jangan cakap semua orang jadi MCO chef kan. Sebab saya pun suka macam foodie. Suka baca pasal food, suka makan, suka masak. So memasak salah satu dulu saya memang suka painting. Time sekolah lah rajin suka painting. So hari tu saya beli ada paint by number set. So macam start balik lah aktiviti painting. Di samping tu adalah macam pergi online tengok apa-apa maybe free courses yang ada yang kita boleh belajar. Itulah antara 3 benda atau aktiviti yang telah saya lakukan selama MCO ni setakat ni.
So Charlene, I tengok you kan kalau dekat bowling punya center garang betul, bowling kat gym semua, tapi bila tengok your social media pandai masak semua. Like for me memang makcik punya level. I am a makcik. For you I should call you makcik kat dapur because ingat masak tomato rice and everything. So to all our viewers right now, whether you are adik-adik ke kakak-kakak, abang-abang, whether you are athlete or competitive athlete, national athlete, state athlete or social athlete just into exercise, doesn't matter sebab sports ni very important for everybody. Macam saya dan Charlene, of course, we want to learn. Actually, this is learning from us. For us actually. Macam mana nak guna IT dan sebagainya.
Betul. Betul, betul.
For me pula, saya suka makan. Siapa tak suka makan?
Yelah, Malaysian tu mesti suka makan kan?
Betul. So I take this time, MCO time, belajar masak Nyonya food. My mum recipe lah, Nyonya Melaka kan.
Yelah,
Asam
orang Melaka sedap.
Masa dulu tak nak masak. The last time I masak betul-betul masa training kat Amsterdam tu dekat Holland with Nicole. That one no choice sebab mak tak ada kat rumah kan. Every day have to cook. Then of course the other thing is for me to learn IT lah, more IT things, advanced. I shouldn't say advanced, but advanced in more on personal development to learn something new. Dan satu lagi nak share, banyak kasut-kasut jogging, kasut squash kat dalam cupboard tu kan lama tak cuci. Ambil kau kena cuci.
Bagus.
Yeah. So for siapa-siapa kat sana, if you want to share your message, you can in the Facebook. I can see here, see any comment tak? Comment on Facebook. Kita nak show, belum lagi lah, not yet. Tapi tak apa. I'll also see from the chat from my Facebook kalau boleh. But Charlene, as co-host,
Yes,
I think I want you to speak also lah. Can you introduce yourself a little bit more sebab we want to refresh our viewers. Who is Charlene Zulkifli? Who is Sharon Wee?
Okay, thanks Sharon. Okay, bagi siapa yang tak kenal saya lagi, saya Charlene Zulkifli. Saya pemain 10 pin bowling kebangsaan. Saya telah mula bermain bowling sejak umur 9 tahun. Telah mewakili negara pada umur 13 tahun. Dan setakat ni saya telah menang, tu gambar saya. Saya telah menang mungkin, aku tak silap saya dalam 50 pingat atau lebih untuk negara di kejohanan rasmi dan juga lebih kurang kalau total semua dalam 100 kejohanan lah. So dulu saya di antara ahli pasukan yang termuda dalam skuad 10 pin bowling dan sekarang saya salah seorang atau memang seorang, sebab yang lain semua lagi muda, seorang yang paling senior di dalam pasukan kebangsaan. So itulah cerita saya.
Memang terror lah you.
Okay lah, you pun terror juga.
Actually, Charlene, I want to share with you with all the viewers. Masa I wakil negara 13 tahun, nak tunjuk gambar I juga. Wait, I tunjuk my gambar. Muscular lah, don't play. Aduh, wait. Don't play tu. You see my muscle nak.
Tengok tu. Fit. Sama je sekarang tu, sama.
Yelah, kena aktif. Hari-hari kena training kan. So betul. Actually I wakil negara masa 13 tahun sampai 33 tahun, 20 years of being a national squash player, 4 sukan Commonwealth, 3 Asian Games, 5 SEA Games. So a lot of good memories lah. Yang memories yang saya masih ingat dan memang very humble and honoured, masa tu pergi Camp Bakat. Camp Bakat jumpa Charlene Zulkifli sebab dia idola tau, yang nampak dia dari jauh. Charlene.
Sama ke kita?
Tak apa. Balik rumah nak minum Milo. Buka tin Milo. Nampak Charlene Zulkifli punya muka kat Milo tin tu. Terkejut So don't play. But again, my dearest friend Charlene, today we have moved on kan. We have learned daripada being an athlete, a few phase of life lah. And now we are a co-host of our own show. Nak sembang apa tu?
Yes, nak sembang apa tu.
So harap-harap nanti. Betul. Actually our dream, kan Charlene, our dream our dream is to have our own TV show lah.
Yes, insyaAllah one day.
Charlene Zulkifli talk show. Boleh tak macam tu?
Yes.
Siapa yang dengar kat luar sana nak work with us, we are free. We are freelance.
Yeah.
Production and illustration. I think that will be good for the community. Kita berbalik kepada apa yang kita nak bincangkan, Charlene. Of course, we want to talk about our stories. This is when I share to all my friends, all the coaches, all the students, apa tu, yang main sports or don't play sports, it doesn't matter because our topic ni for all, kan? Because learning is for everybody, but it's just that we use sports as a platform lah. So today, our first session, very proud to have all of you. Our very first session, we want to talk about continuous learning as athlete. Sebab apa yang kita nak share, what we want to share now is truly our genuine story as an athlete, all the way being an international athlete. So Charlene, maybe you want to share your experience about continuous learning in sports?
Saya tengah share kat Facebook jap. Kita punya FB Live. Well, sekarang actually for me memang bukan saja when you're a sports person, sebenarnya as a individual juga kita memang selalu kena ada that sifat of continuous learning, sebab dalam apa-apa kita buat pun kita kena selalu update diri kita dengan pengetahuan yang terbaru. Dia bukan macam contohnya kalau macam your number one bowler in the world dan kerja kita berhenti kat situ, tak ada. You have to find ways macam mana you nak lari lagi jauh daripada competitor you. So contohnya macam dalam bidang sukan, for me, sebab saya memang suka psikologi sukan, sport psychology. So saya baca banyak buku tentang sport psychology, autobiografi, atlet-atlet lain. So kita boleh tahu apa yang atlet-atlet bagus tu fikirkan dalam kepala mereka bila mereka compete. Maybe their mistakes, their triumphs. So kita pun betul mungkin kita boleh relate balik dengan apa yang kita lalui sebagai atlet, dan dari segi macam hardship semua, memang as an athlete memang you akan lalui semua perit, peluh, pengorbanan, 3P tu semua. So maybe you kena banyak bersabar. Banyak saya lihat sekarang kan ada setengah tu memang berbakat tetapi kurang sikit kesabaran. Dia nak naik cepat. Pada saya rasa dia tak kisah era mana pun, era kita ke Sharon kan dengan sekarang ke, you kena put in the time. Make sure your basic is good semua, and after that you will be better prepared untuk the next level. Sebab pada saya lah sebagai seorang ahli sukan, dari pengalaman saya sendiri dan dari segi as a coach juga, sebab saya pun coach juga, banyak yang nak sukses too fast. So bila sukses too fast, macam bila kita belajar pun, kadang-kadang bila kita belajar kat sekolah ke, kita nak skip 2 steps cepat sangat, dan bila you dah sampai the next step, contoh add math ke apa, tapi you dah tertinggal your multiplication, your darab, bahagi semua tinggal, you terus nak pergi the next step. So macam tak cukup lah ilmu. Dan sebab tu banyak atlet juga dia susah nak naik ke atas sebab ilmu basic tu dia kurang. So pada saya rasa they have to really focus on their basic. So, saya banyak fokus on my basic when I first started lah.
Yep. Very valuable lesson from Charlene. Charlene of course have gone through dari kecil-kecil kan? Kecil sampai sekarang dah besar dah. So,
dah besar kan? Dah ada anak.
Betul. So for me pula, I think for viewers, a lot of you have known that I'm a squash player and TV presenter and wannabe entrepreneur. Masih belajar.
Betul, bagus.
For me, continuous learning is all about listening. Sebab when you want to learn, you must listen and accept. So my story as elite squash player, okay lah, share dengan adik-adik kat luar sana. I'm very sure some of you berumur 7-8 tahun, even in your teenager, want to improve yourself in whatever sports, or not necessarily in elite sports, but then to be better in your skill in certain sports. So bila I was in primary school, I was training under a coach in Melaka. His name is Ruslan. And still now we keep in touch. Masa 13 tahun tu, I start 11 tahun, tapi masa 13 tahun tu dah wakil Malaysia, and suddenly everything is like, wow, so much, overwhelmed. sebab I main dengan player-player yang lebih baik dan sebagainya. So this is when continuous learning is very important. Memanglah hero kan, budak Melaka, 11 tahun belajar, 2 tahun dah wakil Malaysia, dah up lah tu. But then do not stop learn, to continue to learn, sebab nanti orang kata jago kampung pula kan. So my experience is keep learning from different coaches daripada good players yang datang kata, Sharon, your backhand you kena naikkan your elbow a bit more, swing a bit more ke belakang and follow through. So I keep listening because my backhand at that time is one of the weakest one. So kita dengar, kita ambil nasihat tu, we listen to constructive advice and make it happen. Sebab a lot of people who are very successful, they listen, they apply and they become successful. But if you don't listen, means end of the road. But if you listen, you apply, you'll go up there anytime, my dear friends, the viewers. Yeah. So how about you, Charlene?
I think that was your point was very, very good and very straightforward. Tapi memang betul. Also applies to me because I've also had a lot of different coaches. Some ada yang okay, some yang tak okay. Tu biasalah kan, any athletes will go through that. Sebab kadang tak semua yang sesuai dengan kita, tapi kita kena sesuaikan diri kita dengan the coach. Jangan harap coach tu nak kena sesuaikan diri dengan kita. So sama macam Sharon, you have to listen. Kita tak boleh, ego tu kena turunkan sikit. Kalau kita nak masuk belajar tu, macam ada a saying tu cakap, leave your ego at the door. So bila you masuk nak belajar tu, you kena tinggalkan ego you di luar. So that bila you masuk tu, okay, apa dalam game saya yang saya rasa tak bagus lagi, how do I improve? So then after that, macam Sharon cakap, you dah dengar, lepas tu you apply. Same for me, I also applied. So apply, tak semestinya first time kita apply something tu, kita akan terus 100% will be able to do it. Sometimes it takes time. Sometimes you get it fast, sometimes you get it slow. Jadi saya dulu bila saya main bowling, saya training, that time kita orang training 3 kali seminggu je. So kita orang main, and then bila coach ada ajar satu skill baru, kadang saya akan main extra on top of the 3 sessions. So daripada 3 kali seminggu saya main hari-hari. Sebab saya nak apply apa yang coach saya ajar for the next session. So saya tak macam, bila time training tu baru nak belajar tu, okay, habis 2 jam tu dah habis. Tak. Lepas 2 jam tu saya akan buat extra. So bila next session tu, coach tu boleh ajar saya skill lain pula. Pada saya, for me, continuous learning during my competing days until now, macam tu lah, still the same.
Very interesting. Yang tu pasal continuous learning ya, in sports. Of course, learning ni bukan saja sports je, it's more than that, especially student athlete kat luar sana. It's all about balancing of sports and education, and there are so much for you to continue to learn. And yang macam Charlene and myself also dah pergi university dan sebagainya, I think it's very good to be knowledgeable all the time. Tapi Charlene, kita juga ada our, what you call that, our fans lah. I nak tunjuk kat sini. Fans siapa fans kita? Kawan kita Afzan Mahadi. Hi my lovely 98. Yes, Afzan, our former national netball player.
Netball. Okay. Afzan.
So
Okay.
during 1998, a very, very good player, very tall, Afzan ni. Then kita ada siapa lagi? Ramai kat sini ni. Zarina Ismail, Power and Iron Lady. Thank you, sister. For supporting us. Kita nak tunjuk sikit. Yours besar sikit. You ambil gym ke tadi?
Boleh gym.
So siapa lagi? Kawan-kawan kita. So thank you so much, our dearest friends. This is our very first show and we are still learning and we will improve ourselves. Kubri, hi. Siap dengan
Hi Kubrina.
So we have many more here, our dearest friends, and we have even siapa lagi?
I have my friend Darren Lau also there.
Wah, dia panggil your husband Abang Azidi. Janganlah panggil lah. Lee.
Dia sama, buy one get one free.
We have a lot of fans here, which is good, and thank you for watching. You know, especially for young athletes or even for school kids, for cikgu, for parents, and for sports lovers and all. And we have here Shahidi Shahidan. Hello, Sharon and Charlene, legends. Thank you very much. Jadi Shahid ini ada anak-anak dia memang aktif in sukan badminton, actually very very good badminton players. So thank you very much for being with us, and we hope that apa yang kita share ni you can all apply lah, whether in sports or in life. Back to our learning, Charlene, maybe we want to talk a bit more continuous learning, not necessarily in sports but in other way of life. Maybe you want to share a bit continuous learning in other aspect?
Well, actually banyak. Kita dari segi lain pun, like there's a lot of things that we can still learn. Like for me, that's why like I try to do a lot of different things, because I feel like macam I still have so much to learn. So macam dari segi IT, you know, like segi social media, because sekarang pun social media memang is everything lah. Dari segi kau nak minta sponsorship, kau nak minta your promotion of yourself, your branding of yourself as an athlete. So saya pun memang kena belajar tentang social media. Okay, contoh macam bila time yang bagus nak post so that you dapat more views, more like. So benda macam tu kira continuous learning juga dari segi self development. Dari segi yang lain, dari segi macam saya cakap tadi yang kira sport psychology also I read a lot, and then dari segi personal development saya tolong orang lain pula, like right now I'm in the Athletes Commission, so it's also a continuous learning for me, because now saya bukan hanya belajar cara jadi atlet, saya nak belajar cara tolong atlet pula. So cara kita nak belajar nak tolong atlet pun lain juga pendekatan dia, because kalau dulu kita atlet kita just fikir pasal diri kita sendiri. So bila dah jadi macam saya Athletes Commission, part of Athletes Commission, saya kena tengok pendekatan mana yang bagus untuk tolong selesaikan masalah atlet, atau bagi pendapat yang baik yang boleh digunakan oleh atlet. So dari segi cara you nak approach stakeholders juga penting, sebab kita kena approach in a win-win situation lah bagi atlet dan juga also bagi federation, persatuan, badan-badan yang mengendalikan sukan di Malaysia seperti MSN, ISN, so that everybody wins. So bagi saya for now itu continuous learning pada saya. Saya kena upskillkan diri saya sendiri.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, continuous learning is a lifetime learning kan, takkan stop. Whether you are 7 years old ke, whether you are 90 years old ke, you keep learning. I think it's for us to be on the toes. For me, continuous learning besides sports itself is, of course, to equip ourselves with other knowledge, especially education. So to adik-adik di luar sana yang sedang menyaksikan saya dan Charlene ni, education is very important. The balance of sports and education. Yes. Sebab you can't run away being in your childhood, in your teenager years as student, but at the same time your passion in sports kan. So it's important for you to really belajar, make sure you are responsible. Balance your timing untuk training, and also for me, for example, bila habis sekolah tu balik makan lunch, rehat jap, pergi training, balik from training, mandi, makan, and very quickly 2-3 hours buat homework ataupun buat ulang kaji. So and it happens day by day, and because continuous learning is a consistency, you don't just do it one day only. So remember, consistency is very important, whether you're a student or a working person who are very active in sports. Do it regularly and plan for it. Sebab kalau you buat hari-hari tanpa rehat pun nanti your mind also pecah juga. There's no motivation.
Betul.
So you do it consistently, but then plan when you need one day rest, tengok movie, go out with friends, but then you know you still need to plan and make sure that you balance education and also sports.
Betul.
Because with knowledge in education, in current affairs, in current news, when you go out with friends, katakan kejohanan squash, bowling, badminton, olahraga semua, then bila you duduk dengan kawan-kawan, then bila kawan kata, you tahu tak pasal Usain Bolt hari tu, apa dia lari semua, then you senyap je sebab you tak tahu. Tapi kalau you tahu what's happening, you can be part of the conversation and
yes.
confident. Betul tak?
Betul.
So I think,
and also sorry Sharon, and also I think when bila you buat macam tu pun, bila orang interview you pun, you nampak you are a thinking athlete kan? Betul tak?
Yep, absolutely. I totally agree with you sebab especially being Malaysian and Malaysian athletes, we are the pride of the nation. We have responsibility to look good. To look good in every way, and also we should be proud of ourselves, bukan saja sebagai athlete but then all rounder as much as we can, because we are never perfect, but then if possible all rounder, so we are confident with ourselves, you know, not just di balapan but then di luar padang, bila ada conversation, jumpa all the delegates semua, we can converse confidently. Dan mana tahu jadi TV host macam kakak Charlie ni sekarang. TV
macam kakak Sharon. Saya co-host.
Kita sama-sama co-host lah.
Betul.
So banyak lagi komen kat sini. Jom kita nak baca sikit lah. Macam Afzan kata tadi, long term athletes development, which is very true. Then Ho Siu Ling kata continuous learning, listen and apply, very very true. Siapa lagi kat sini? Okay. Mio kata wow. Okay, I nak cakap sikit lah, continuous learning ni we can't do it alone also.
Betul.
Of course we need people to support us, and to be frank, honestly, I dengan Charlene pun tak tahu macam mana nak buat ni. So I call lah kawan-kawan macam mana nak buat ni dan sebagainya, do homework, because planning is very important, and Mio is one of them lah. So thank you Mio for guiding us.
Thank you.
So sini kita ada apa lagi? Okay, Charlene.
Mel, one of my good friends also, said, and a thinking athlete will improve the performance of the athlete. Exactly correct. 120% or 200% correct. Sebab for me, I went through this personally juga. Kalau nak tengok before my phase as an athlete, a student athlete sebelum Commonwealth Games 98 dengan selepas Commonwealth Games, saya rasa lain. Sebab selepas Commonwealth Games tahun 99, saya masuk universiti belajar. Saya dapat rasakan perbezaan pemikiran saya as an athlete, berbeza sangat. Because bila sekolah rendah, because apa yang kita belajar tu is just macam BM, all yang basic punya knowledge. Tapi bila saya masuk universiti, sebab saya ambil sports science, so saya belajar apa yang saya buat selama ni. Apa yang saya buat selama lebih dari 10 tahun tu, saya belajar, patutlah kita kena buat ni macam ni. Sebab before that, you tak ada backstory. Tak tahu kenapa saya kena buat macam ni. Tapi bila saya dah masuk, belajar, patutlah. So, bila saya buat macam ni, dia jadi macam ni. Bila saya tak buat cukup ni, dia akan jadi ni. So, bila you dah dapat kira knowledge tu, then when you go and compete, you akan perasan that your performance is more consistent. Because dia ada banyak sangat up and down. Sebab kadang-kadang orang cakap, kenapa kejap saya boleh main tinggi dan the next game saya main rendah. That's also because of lack of knowledge. So when you go and learn things about your sport or anything that you like or your work, you become better and you become consistent, saya cakap tadi. So consistency also leads to it being a habit. So bila you dah biasa buat suatu benda tu, dia akan jadi habit. So that's why we have to be careful of what we are consistent at, whether we're consistently doing the right thing or the wrong thing. Itu pun penting juga. One of my coaches pun dah cakap yang you kena try to win when you're not at your best. So takkan every tournament you pergi, you semua bantai 100%. By the time 5th, 6th tournament, kalau ada yang dekat-dekat, you'll be so tired. So you must also learn how to win when you're not at your best.
So it's all about not how many times you win, but how many times you get up when you
Yes,
fall.
correct.
So
Yes,
that
correct.
shows the true character of a person. Sebab bila dah fail
Betul.
tu yang sakit tu. So people yang
Betul.
jatuh tu, yang fail tu, of course to get up takes a lot of strength. Then those who get up and apply consistently and work hard will be successful again. So we are not perfect. Sometimes I should say it's okay to fail.
Yes,
but it's
it is.
okay to fail. Sebab everybody fails, we are not perfect. But if you fail, whether you learn from it and whether you get up from it, that makes so much difference. That makes so much difference. And I think
A lot of difference.
Charlene also agree because our experience as athlete kan, kita kalah banyak kali, we fail a lot of times before we achieve success.
Betul.
So in whatever industry, whatever way in sports or life, I think we just want to share our experience, our honest experience, and hopefully you can take this as a good message. But at the same time, Charlene, kita juga ada what you call it, siap bahasa baku ada. Ni orang Nyunda.
Orang Melaka.
Melaka. So we have a message here from
Murali
Darren.
Yeah, my friend.
He said, yes, great. You girls talking about the importance of education, as many juniors or even parents think sport is the only way, leave not taking into accounts a plan B in case you are injured or some sports are very expensive to play internationally. Thanks for the message, Murali.
Yes.
Obviously, I believe and I'm very confident, parents now, of course, with sports science, with a lot of readings, with a lot of asking and guidance from coaches, I'm very, very sure that they are better in planning for their children punya balance, education and sports. And even full-time athletes now, macam Charlene kata, a lot of them already taking diploma, degree, higher education to equip them. Kan Charlene?
Yes, that's very, very important because macam Mel Selin tadi cakap juga, that's why it's important because macam for me pun and Sharon also, even though kita main juga, belajar juga, so that sebab kadang-kadang bila you kena plan B macam tadi, Murali said also, because you have to plan for what ifs, all the what ifs. What if suddenly you get injured, then you cannot play? What if suddenly you get not listed for a major tournament? Then you don't have allowance. So you have to prepare for all the what ifs also juga.
Yeah, that's true. So, wow, 33 minutes. Kita sembang-sembang our very first show, Charlene. You are the co-host. I actually semalam tak boleh tidur tau. Excited and nervous. Macam mana?
Alah, you selalu dah buat kot nervous lagi. Lepas tu I tak boleh tidur.
Hello, nervous sebab my co-host is Charlene Zulkifli, our bowling queen.
Okay? It's your feel. Your feel.
Can. We work together and then I'm sure we'll have
I learn from you.
Yeah, can. I'm sure we'll have our own TV show. Sharon Charlene Talk Show. How about that? Okay tak? Nak tanya viewers juga, okay tak Sharon Charlene Talk Show? Bagilah your feedback.
What do you guys think?
What do you guys think, Sharon Charlene Talk Show, we talk about, about health, about personal development, mental health, women in sports, sports in general, and about life using sports as a platform. You think okay tak viewers? Bagi your feedback sikit.
Bagi feedback.
And one more thing, viewers, you think we should do this show for now, kita punya title, nak sembang apa tu, nak buat once a week ataupun twice a week. What do you think? Kita nak feedback ni sebab kita pun masih belajar. Kan?
Betul.
Okay, ada viewers already put in their feedback. I see. So cute tau.
Boleh, boleh. Go for it.
Okay, siapa lagi? Kubri said 100% support. Yes, okay. We look for TV station and production company to do our show lah. So
Yeah.
Pak Kau, a very, very high class international coach based in Kedah. Pak Kau actually
Oh,
produced a lot of good players like Siva Sanggari and all. He said totally
okay.
agree. Then siapa lagi ni? Thanks
Stephanie.
viewers sebab bagi kita apa tu, orang kata apa lah? Feedback lah.
Betul.
Rezalfi Fauzi, setuju. Plus masuk program memasak sekali. Hello, nanti tembang kita.
Kalau ada program masak, kena ada exercise juga. Fitness juga. So boleh equalize.
Correct. Then siapa lagi ni? I think you should explore could be guide to many upcoming sports juniors and parents too. Personally, me and Charlene, I think this is the purpose we do this. Number one, we ourselves, we try to learn and explore. Number two, nak lift up the spirit lah masa MCO ni. Number three is totally to share our experience as athlete. Our real stories with the hope that everybody can take back message and tips for you to have successful life, whether in sports or generally lah, kan?
Betul.
Yeah.
Betul.
So apa lagi? Daina Abdullah. Wow. Kakak, apa khabar? It will be beneficial for our juniors athlete, especially those in our sports school. Let's do it. Yes. I think we'll do more lah,
Good
Shadi.
idea.
Co-host macam mana? Okay tak?
Okay, on.
Dia ni semua on tau.
Yalah, that's how you learn what? Continuous learning.
Yep, true.
Right.
So we have Halim here. A talk show is a good go, empowering women in sport and success as administrator in their respective sports. Thank you very much. I think most of you give a very, very good feedback, positive feedback for us to continue this online, and hopefully Sharon Charlene talk show when everything is calm and everything, when the opportunity comes in, kan?
Yeah.
Apa lagi? So thank you very much everybody. I think it's already 37 minutes. We can talk more and more, especially Charlene ni. Dia memang berpidato masa dekat sekolah tu nombor 1.
Bukan you.
So okay, message of the day. Please, co-host.
For me, message of the day is to know your weaknesses and your strengths. Don't be afraid of your weaknesses and turn your weaknesses into your strength. Because everybody is vulnerable. Macam tadi kita bincangkan kan, Sharon pun cakap everybody is not perfect. So it's okay to not be perfect. But once you acknowledge you're not perfect and learn from your mistakes, that's when you'll be better. Yeah.
Thank you, Shadi. Fantastic. For me, various skills and knowledge equip you for success. Because we shouldn't stop learning, whether we are 7 years old, 8 years old, 40 years old. That's about our age, Charlene. Whether you are 80 years old, 90 years old, there are so much to learn. So continue to learn, equip yourself. And with that, you feel very, very confident wherever you are. Because very important as an athlete or non-athlete, you have to respect yourself. It's all about self-worth, self-confidence.
Correct.
Tanamkan your roots.
Betul.
The rain, the storm comes in, your principle, your roots. If you are proud of yourself, you'll be successful wherever you are and whatever you do.
Yeah.
Fantastic. So Charlene, before we go, anything you want to say to all of our very fantastic viewers and supporters?
Thank you very much for watching. Hopefully, insyaAllah ada more to come, more episodes to come, more frames to come. And always, we always welcome any feedback. Stay at home, okay? Find things to do at home. And also, I'd like to personally thank all the frontliners out there. Terima kasih banyak-banyak for everything that you guys are doing. Daripada semua medical staff, abang polis, abang askar, Grab, semualah, all the food deliveries and everything. Thank you so much. And I hope all of us stay at home and we'll be able to continue our life after this as soon as we can. Janji stay at home dulu, okay?
For me, I want to thank everybody, the viewers, for supporting us. This is our very first show, me and Charlene, Nak Sembang Apa Tu. Dan with your feedback, we'll continue to do this online and hopefully have our own show one day, given the opportunity.
Yes.
So for me, I want everybody to know that we need each other. Malaysia is a very beautiful country, and let's work together to fight COVID-19. Stay home, stay safe, stay positive. And thank you very much to the frontliners. We really appreciate your effort for taking care of us. And after this, I think, you will continue your life as well together with us, but you'll be remembered forever. And kepada rakan-rakan yang menyambut Ramadan, selamat menyambut Ramadan, and please be safe. Make sure that you eat well. I'm sure you eat well. Stay together as a family.
Yeah, betul.
Again, the viewers, thank you very much. And I want to thank you, Charlene, as well, my co-host for this show.
Thank you, Sharon. Selamat berpuasa juga semua.
Thank you again, everybody. See you soon.
Thanks. Bye.
We'll update on our Insta and Facebook for the next show.
Yes.
Bye-bye.
Yeah, bye.